Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, super listener of our station, Citizen FM 93.7. We are reaching you live from Labour House here in Central Business District, Abuja. Good morning is another day to review the newspaper of today, being 22 of November 2023. My name is Okikiola Kosim. You are welcome. And let's start with Punch newspaper this morning. State spend 1.7 trillion naira on trips, meals, others borrow 988 billion naira. The 36 states of the Federation have spent 1.7 trillion naira on recurrent expenditures, including allowances, foreign trips, office stationaries, aircraft maintenance, and more in the first 9 months of 2023. This is according to an analyst of their budget performance report. Succeed from Open Nigerian State, a budget backed website. You can get more of that story coming to you from the Punch newspaper this morning. Don't frustrate gas flare commercialization, FD1 producers. The federal government has warned gas producers to stop discouraging awardees in the gas flare commercialization program from embarking on the project. It gave this warning at a meeting that had operators in the upstream petroleum industry and the chief executive of Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulation Commission, Benga Komolafe, in Abuja on Tuesday. You can get the details of this news coming to you from Punch newspaper this morning. And this is coming as a breaking news. Gunmen attack Adamawa Police Headquarters. Gunmen were said to have attacked at the Adamawa State Police Headquarters, Jemeta, Yola North Local Government Area in the early hour of Wednesday, sending residents of Yola into panic. According to Daily Trust, the State Police Public Relations Officer, SP Sulaiman Nguroje, confirmed the attack but said things were under control. You can get the details of that news coming to you from Punch newspaper this morning. Still on police, PSC back IG asks policemen due for retirement to quit. The Police Service Commission has backed the directive of the Inspector General of Police, Olukayode Egbetokun, asking policemen aged 60 and those who have spent 35 years in service to immediately tender letter of voluntary retirement. You can get the details of this news coming to you from Punch newspaper this morning. Reps approve MTEF 7.8 trillion borrowing plan for 2024. The House of Representatives on Tuesday approved the 2024-2026 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper with a borrowing plan of 7.8 trillion naira for 2024. For 2024, for 2025 and 2026, the House further set benchmark oil prices of $73.96 and per barrel respectively. You can get the details of that news coming to you from Punch newspaper this morning. Governorship election. Bello vowed to sack Kogi East local government chairman for poll defeat. Kogi State Governor Alhaji Yahya Bello has queried 8 out of the 9 local government chairmen in the Eastern Senatorial District of the state following their failure to deliver a single local government to the All Progressive Congress during the just concluded governorship election. Arewa Punch authoritatively report. You can get the details of that news coming to you from Punch newspaper this morning. Still in Kogi APC share labels Dino Melaye political joker. The chairman of the All Progressive Congress in Kogi State, Abdullahi Bello aka Dollar, has described the People's Democratic Party candidate in the just concluded off-cycle election, Senator Dino Melaye, as a mere political joker with no experience on how to win the November 11 governorship poll in the state. You can get the details of that news coming to you from Punch newspaper this morning. moving now to the Nation newspaper this morning. Government asks Supreme Court to extend old Naira notes lifespan. Barely 40 days to the end of the year, the federal government has urged the Supreme Court to grant an extension of time to old Naira notes to remain in circulation. The government wants the Apex Court to lift its March 3rd order that old Naira notes should remain legal tender along with new notes till December 31st. You can get the details of that news coming to you from the Nation newspaper this morning. Security, our challenges by Service Chiefs IG. Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taurid Lagbaja, Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar and Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun appeared before the House of Representatives during the sectoral debate. The CDS believe the judiciary can support the battle against insecurity by not granting terrorist suspects bail. You can get the details of that news coming to you from the Nation newspaper this morning. How Tinubu is fighting insecurity by Gbajabiamila. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's Chief of Staff Femi Gbajabiamila yesterday said the war against terror can be accomplished through effective collaboration with other countries. Alluding to the international dimension of the security challenge, he said the West African sub-region is critical to winning the war. You can get the details of that news coming to you from the Nation newspaper this morning. Appeal Court dismisses case against Fintri. The Court of Appeal in Abuja has dismissed a case seeking to void the victory of Governor Ahmadu Fintri of Adamawa State in the March 18 governorship election. The appeal marked was filed by the governorship candidate of the Social Democratic Party SDP Umar Aldo against an earlier judgment of the governorship election petition tribunal, which had dismissed the petition for being incompetent. Get the details of that news coming to you from the Nation newspaper this morning. Attack on judiciary. APC berates PDP. Atiku. The ruling All Progressive Congress APC has dismissed the attack on the judiciary by main opposition People's Democratic Party PDP and its presidential candidate in this year's general election, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. APC said they were being haunted by the ghosts of their inglorious past. You can get the details of that news coming to you from the Nation newspaper this morning. Moving on to Daily Trust this morning. Appeal court judgment. Police read riot act to troublemakers. Police in Adamawa State have warned residents to desist from all form of violence during and after appeal court ruling on the state governorship election. The appellate court is billed to rule on the appeal filed by the state governor, Abdullahi Sule, on the governorship petition tribunal judgment, which nullify his election. Get the details of that news coming to you from Daily Trust this morning. Obasanjo falls court verdicts, sacking 3 governors. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has faulted verdict of the Nigerian judges on the electoral dispute, saying 3 to 5 judges should not overturn decision made by millions of voters during an election. Obasanjo described the power vested in the hands of a few judges as totally unacceptable. You can get the details of that news coming to you from Daily Trust this morning. Wike sets up task force on land swap initiative. The FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, yesterday set up a task force to critically examine the land swap initiative started by his predecessors. You can get the details of that news coming to you from Daily Trust this morning. Lagos Assembly probes Sanwo-Olu spending on perfume, rechargeable fan orders. The Lagos State House of Assembly yesterday summoned the state's Public Procurement Agency (PPA) over report of alleged bogus spending by the offices of the governor and the deputy governor. Daily Trust reports that Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu came under intensive criticism over the approval of 7.5 million naira to replace liquid fragrance in his office and 2 billion naira to purchase rechargeable fan for the office of the deputy Obafemi Hamza. You can get the details of that news coming to you from Daily Trust this morning. Drama as Plateau Assembly Speaker Deputy resign. The Speaker of the Plateau State House of Assembly, Moses Sule, and his deputy from Godwinson have resigned their position. Sule and his deputy, both of the People's Democratic Party, representing Mekangon and Jos South constituency in the assembly respectively. You can get the details of that news coming to you from Daily Trust this morning. We are also open to alliance with APC, Labour Party, NNPP, replies Atiku. The New Nigerian People's Party, NNPP, has responded to the call by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar for all opposition parties to form an alliance, saying it is an open to any alliance with any party, including the ruling party or Progressive Congress APC. You can get the details of that news coming to you from Daily Trust this morning. Moving straight to penpushing.com is one of the online most reliable, credible, and objective online news platform. They are professional and well-groomed journalists with utmost respect for journalistic ethics. And we are taking a look at some of the headlines of their pages this morning. Senate asked Nigeria government to immortalize designer of national flag. The Senate has urged the Nigerian government to immortalize the late Taiwo Akekome, who designed the national flag but died in August 29, 2023 at 89. As announced via his Facebook account of one of his children, Samuel Akekome. You can get the details of that news coming to you from penpushing.com this morning. Other headlines from the news from Pen Pushing reads, Judge won against living charms inside courtroom. We also have Senate, okay, I've read that. Nigerian government revoke 1,633 mining license. You can get details of this news coming to you from penpushing.com. It's a reliable online news platform. And it's time for us to bring in our in-house analyst and a public affair commentator. Is a seasoned journalist and media consultant, Mr. Salman Salami. You are welcome to Newspaper Review this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you for having me too.
Let's start the review by the headlines of Punch newspaper that said states spent 1.7 trillion on trips, meals, and others. What's your take on this?
Well, good morning, super citizen listeners. We should thank the Nigerian press. The pressmen and the journalists, in fact, the members of the fourth estate of the realm, they are doing a fantastic job for this country. It is a constitutional duty. The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has given the journalists, the press, the responsibility to hold government accountable to the people. And I must thank the Nigerian press, not for being vibrant, but for telling the citizens, for telling Nigerians for educating Nigerians on how our public office holders, how they are expending taxpayers' fund. Well, let us wait and see or hear the reactions from the Lagos State government. But the important thing is this: it is now in public space or public domain what has happened. The Nigerian project is for all Nigerians. Whether this country will make it or not depends on Nigerians and not outsiders. I plead that citizens should hold government accountable. Why? They are there to serve the people. And public office is public trust. It must not be abused. The journalists have done their bit. It's now left for the citizens to ask the right question.
I want to quickly react to the breaking news that government attack Adamawa Police Headquarters as confirmed by the police spokesperson. What's your take on that?
Well, I think it is high time we started looking at this issue of insecurity. The greatest enemy of Nigeria are Nigerians. No person, no outsider will make this country great. The greatness or not of this country depends on we Nigerians. It is one thing for the government, as represented by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to look for investors, to struggle to make Nigeria and the Nigerian economy viable. It is another thing for we Nigerians to assist the man, make it a reality. Those who went to attack the police headquarters in Jimeta, they are not ghosts. They are human beings. We know them. They live amongst us. Can't we please, in the name of everything that is good, give the police credible information with which they will fight this insecurity? President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been going around the world to ask investors to come to Nigeria and invest. That there is now a conducive environment for businesses to thrive in this country. Tell me which investor will come after reading this type of news where there is insecurity. I think there is the need for we Nigerians to think twice and to assist our government make things possible. It is when we decide to make this country great that this country will be great, and no outsider will do that for us. It is our duty. It is our patriotic duty to make this country great.
According to Punch newspaper, sir, the attack was alleged to be from the military personnel who are on revenge mission following the alleged killing of a military officer by the police. Don't you think this is a security breach?
Are military officers not Nigerians? My point is clear, that Nigerians must make Nigeria great. Even military men, are they not Nigerians? They are Nigerians. And that is not the way to go. That is not the right thing to do. Nigerians must make this country great.
still on security. The service chiefs went to the Senate and said the security challenge is their main priority. What do you have to say to this, sir?
Well, the service chiefs are doing their utmost best to secure this country. I know for sure that they are up and they are doing everything humanly possible to arrest the situation. We know that General Chris Gwabin Musa, the Chief of Defense Staff, is one of such Nigerians who is passionate, very, very passionate about his job, and is mindful of how history will record him. And he has been doing everything humanly possible to ensure that Nigeria is secured, to ensure that Nigerians go to bed with their eyes closed, to ensure that Nigerians go about their businesses without any fear. In actual fact, there is a robust coordination and seamless one too between the service chiefs, the IGP, Egbetokun Kaude Egbetokun, and General Tajudeen Lagbaja and others, Edward Ogala, and even the Abdullahi. They are all fantastic young men who are sacrificing their today for our tomorrow. Nigerians should help them. It takes two to tango. We must assist, not should, we must assist these service chiefs to succeed. Whatever they will need to secure this country, it is not too much to provide it in such a way that will make the job very easy for them to accomplish.
Okay. Quickly, let's take a look at what former President Olusegun Obasanjo said, faulting court verdict, sacking 3 governors. What is your take on this?
Well, I think elders should behave like elders. And I think that it's high time Baba should not turn himself into the policeman of Nigeria. In the first instance, he is not a lawyer. It is not versed in law. And it is not open to him. You can criticize, but you can be critical, but not hostile. You can give constructive criticism. And I want to believe that Baba has the ears of the government. There are ways of doing this thing. Even if he feels strongly about this, he doesn't need to come into public space to say this. Of course, Baba has no record of respecting court judgment. And that does not mean that he should now extend it now or give. It should not incite the people. It should not incite Nigerians. It should know that the civilized way of going about things or resolving conflict is by going to court and not by taking laws into one's hand. The rule of law and not the rule of man is the way to go.
It's time to bring in our super listeners so that they can be part of this newspaper review for this morning. You can join us by calling 090-322-29797, 0818-2222 205 0818 206. These are the lines you can call us and be part of this program this morning. Mr. Salami, let's quickly look at the appeal court judgment. Police raid riot acts to troublemaker in Nasarawa. What is your take on this?
Well, I want to believe that the police, they are doing the right thing by reading the Riot Act to the citizens. But it is not high time we began to do the right thing. I think we should allow the courts to intervene, judicial intervention. Whoever is displeased, the court of law is the right place to go. But why going to the court? We should know that the court is the court of law and not court of emotion, not court of sentiment. The court will adjudicate based on law and evidence. So when we intend to go to court, we should get our acts right in such a way that we will get judgment or justice according to the law. And we are sure to get justice, provided we have the facts and the evidence. Because the court will not go outside the evidence that is placed before it. The court of law is the hope of the common man. No doubt about that.
You can join us by calling 0903 2229 797 0818 2222 205 0818 206. These are the lines you can reach us. You can be part of this program by making your contribution count. Mr. Salami, quickly, NNPP reply article over the alliance with them and others. What is your take on this?
The NNPP has done very, very well. You see, there is the need for the opposition parties to speak, to look at how they can win election. If it is the common sense thing, it is commonsensical, and it is the right thing, reasonable thing for a party to do. If a party, especially opposition party, if they know that as we are constituted now, we cannot win an election, what is the next thing to do, or the reasonable thing to do? It is to form an alliance with other parties. But then it should not be because we want to win elections so that we too can partake, or we can go there to begin to loot. No. If we feel we have superior way of doing things, we have solutions, and we must win election before we begin to implement whatever we think that we have for the commoners or the common masses. It is the right thing to do. But thank God that the NNPP has realized that Atiku Abubakar, former vice president, is doing this for his own personal aggrandizement. His statement, as he made it, was clear and visible to the blind, perhaps audible to the deaf, and I want to believe it's even tangible to the paralytic, that the statement was self-serving. It was not an altruistic, national, or a statement that was made to further the interest of this country. It was in his rabid bid to become president. But power belongs to God. If Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala still first that Atiku will be president, nobody can stop Atiku. If it's not the will of Allah, he cannot be president.
Okay, quickly let's go to Lagos State, where the State House of Assembly is probing Governor Sanwo-Olu for spending on performance rechargeable fan and others with his deputy. What is your take on that?
It's the right way to go. The House of Assembly should not be a rubber stamp. They should look at how taxpayers' money is being spent. The money is not anybody's money. It is the taxpayers' money, and it should be spent judiciously. It should. And if the State House of Assembly is doing that, they are just doing the right thing. They are doing their work, because they are there to check the excesses of the executive, and of course to take a look at what the judiciary too is doing.
Okay, let's quickly see what Femi Gbajabiamila is talking about when he's saying that the President Muhammad Buhari, President Tinubu is seriously fighting insecurity in Nigeria. What is your take on this?
No doubt about that. No doubt about that, that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is desirous of winning the war against insecurity. It is the best thing to do. It is in the interest of this country, because the pivotal task or duty of any government is security of life and property. And if the president is doing that, is doing what he's elected to do, and he has said it, that we should not pity him, that he has for the job, he will do the job. We pray God to help him do the job.
We have our first caller. Hello, good morning. Your name and where are you calling us from?
Hello, good morning. My name is James. I'm calling from.
Can you speak up more?
Hello, I said my name is James. I'm calling from precisely Abuja.
All right, go ahead with your contribution.
I want to use this opportunity to give you salami for his analysis. And I also want to add my input on the state of this security in Nigeria. You see, if you can hear what the Chief of Defense have said to the Senate, that the state of insecurity is not from them, it's from the political and judiciary. Can you imagine that the military will go and arrest the Boko Haram and the bandits? At the end of the day, the judiciary will bail those banditry out, which means that their life is threatened, including their family. So what kind of nation are we now that we see that we have arrested people like this instead of the court to fasten the prosecution and send these people to the prison? But you see that the state of the elite who are the sponsor of this banditry will now go to the court and bail these people out. When these people come out now, it became a threat to the military. And these are the people that are killing the Nigerian citizens every day and night. Can you imagine Adamawa now? The whole Adamawa, the command that the banditry went down there and attacked the police. And you want to tell me that there was no CCTV camera in that command that go able to see, or there is no intel that can be able to place in position to see these people that are coming to attack those policemen? Please. And now, secondly, the President Tinubu went to the German to discuss with the Council of the German. And when the Nigeria is not secure face, what about the last contract the administration of the Buhari negotiated with the cement company in respect of the light issue? For 8 years, Nigeria cannot have a stable light. A stable light. I expecting a professional journalism of Salami, who is an investigator, to find out, to investigate last administration, how much do we put to the cement company to install our light for us here? For 8 years, we would not have light.
Okay.
We don't have a stable security. And you are now still go and negotiate another contract with the investors for outside without having a security. Mr. Salami, please, lastly, what is the population strength of their personnel in Nigeria? If we can recruit 27,000 personnel to go to Bayelsa, Kogi State, and Imo State to go and do election, why don't we deploy those people back to Zamfara, Katsina State, those states that have been occupied by the banditry to solve our problem? Please, let's do the needful thing so that Nigeria will secure before you can now go and bring investors to come and invest in Nigeria.
All right. Thank you very much. You have made a very wonderful point. Mr. Salami.
Well, yes, giving us a very good contribution, and I think the government is listening, because without security, no investor will come. That is the truth. Nobody will bring his hard-earned money to Nigeria unless he's sure that his money is not only secure, but his life too is secure. Let's do something about it.
Okay, Mr. Salami, as you usually put it, that court of justice and not court of sentiment. This point this caller made was that our judiciary, when the security brings those people that they were caught doing this bad thing to law and they were released later, does that mean that there were no tangible evidences to nail them? That was why the court of law released them back to the society. What would you have to say about that?
Well, you see, the court is the court of law, not court of sentiment. And you see, there is this aphorism in law that it is better for 99 accused person to escape justice than for one innocent man to be condemned. You see, that the courts grant bandits bail is something that I want the CJN to look into. But then bail is discretionary, and that there is a limit to how long you can detain people, because freedom of you have the right to freedom, and that right will not be curtailed unnecessarily or unlawfully unless there is overwhelming evidence or reason for the court to do so. So it is neither here nor there. The court, I agree, should strive to ensure that justice is done, and that is what I think the courts are doing. But we, the prosecutor too, should come up with a
concrete evidences.
They should come up with factual and cognate evidence against those people. It is the courts we only look at the evidence placed before it.
Okay, let's quickly look at the call by Senate asking the federal government to immortalize designer of the national flag. What do you have to say, Mr. Taiwo Akinkome?
I don't even think there is a need for the Senate to do this. In a decent climate and in a country that appreciates what people do, that man ought to have been even recognized more than what the country did in his lifetime. I always tell whoever cares to listen that it is far, far better to appreciate one when the person is alive than when it is dead. Well, it is better late than never.
Mr. Salami, we want to thank you for this. That is the most we can take on newspaper review this morning. Thank you for joining us, all the super listeners, and I want to thank Mr. Salami once again. Tomorrow is another day where we'll meet here for another newspaper review. My name is Okikiola Kosin. Stay out of trouble.